Okay, can you hear us?
Yes. Yeah,
Perfect.
very good.
Okay, so what we have come with and where we are now is the introduction and production of new materials, what we call Magrav positioning. And you all know what to do and how to do it. But we go back to one main principle concept which a lot of you missed, or some of you didn't understand. To create a condition of development of any or holding a specific gravitational magnetic field, you need minimum of 3 different ganses or nanolayers. This is fundamental. Go back, if you remember, in the example of the yolk of an egg which I showed you. In egg, the only life which comes with it, with life, it starts, is when you have a egg, you have a yolk and you have a white. If you can see the picture. When you cannot see the picture, we try to focus the camera. Can you focus the camera, or we cannot change it? We have to change the camera for teachings. Maybe thicker pen. Or do we have a bigger, thicker pen?
Now you can see something.
Wait, we can see something. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. So, if you go to this, I think you can see a thicker pen now. Yes? So, can you see it? Hello? Okay, I can see it. I can see. Okay, so this is the yolk of an egg. It's actually an egg. The outside, the black, is your white. And in so many ways, when you have a yolk in the middle, the yellow, if you can see it, you have no life. You have a limited life because between the yolk and the white there is a balance. When you introduce the egg from the cock on the corner, if you can see it, then now you create a 3-layer where the two have to transfer the energy. The same yolk and the same white have to transfer their energies with a misbalance in between. And that's where in the red, where the life of the chick starts. If you remember what Elias showed you last week, where in embryology, the first seed of the brain started in the skin in the middle layer. The energy above, which comes from the womb of the mother, and the skin which covers it, the middle layer and the inner layer. And that's where the life started. This structure starts, the brain, the position in the covering. Depends what is in that position. So, to be able to produce effective materials in a way that you have control in their production and in their energy transfer from one field to another and holding, you will find out you need 3 ganses, 3 magravs, 3 nanolayers. And then you get hold, you understand, and you can facilitate new components, and these components will take over faster than ever microchip did. Because you can produce it in your kitchen. There is no way any government can put restriction on what you can produce in your house. Because the government officers will do it in their home because they need to have food for their children not to be hungry. If, and as fast as the Keshe Foundation researchers like you lot develop and put this out in public in a way that everybody can understand, by using systems, by doing other bits, the faster we'll take across the message and the end to this mayhem which we have at the moment because of materialistic condition. The CO2 kit, which is supposed to be the foundation, the basis for this, is already ready. It's just that our video for transfer of knowledge was not up to date, so it's been redone and hopefully will be released today. So you can buy the kit and start doing it. You can buy different arrangement kits that in the same kit you can produce copper oxide, you can produce CO2, or you can produce CH3. So it's not that, okay, I only have a kit. You write in your kit what material, which plates you need. You add to it, we add to the package, you receive it, you put it in 3 containers. Now you can start the process of producing what you need if you understand the process. We crawled in, but we'll take over very fast. Because the knowledge is what you're made of and you understand it very, very quick. So it is very easy for everyone to do what you call it. We came in as a CO2 for people to help themselves with the mess. But the main target was to be able to achieve masses with a new plasma technology. And we have achieved it, and we achieve it much faster. So we start teaching about the development of these components from now on, week by week, because we have finished with the matter state. No one has ever put a GANs material in public domain in such a way that you can use it, you can find applications of it. If you are an agriculturalist, use it to create gravitational field of the material you need in the nitrogen that you can produce, and you don't need no fertilizer to contaminate. If you are an air pollution interest, clean the CO2. If you are an energy producer and you want your free energy, you already have it, you've been blind to it. Now you can produce materials which work in a GANs state. One of the problems you have to charge your batteries, for example, battery has a certain voltage barrier. You have to add so many units that you pass that voltage barrier, and then when you pass that voltage barrier, you can only charge the plasmas which are available in that magnetic field in your battery. So we need to create new constructions of batteries that it can hold the level which is all in the plasmatic condition field of the material energy level you're storing. A lot of you will find out if once you start charging your batteries, rechargeable batteries, when you do it with the equipment you buy for the matter state, it'll give you 3 hours. The new batteries with the charger will give you 7, 10, 20 minutes. Because it's not that it's not charged the battery. It only charges the component of the battery which are in that magnetic field level of what you're charging. So now you have to make a component using one of the housings of your own material as a battery, as a storage place of magnetic field, which your light lasts hundreds of years. There are no elements to wear, there is no contacts to lose, there is no breakages in the line, there is no need for a battery to do anything. You can make a construction exactly the same as the gaps we explained. If you make a component of the plasma in a GANs material, of the GANs material in a nano layer, the interaction between the components of the GANs material with the nano layer, through the gaps of the nano layer, as you see in the magnetic gaps, will release a light which you need. With a 10 centimeter wire, you can light the whole city if you understand it, exactly what to do. And the light can be forever. Very much it will become the 6-month North Pole daytime and 6-month nighttime. And it's so easy to do. Cost zero. How are we going to do it? You already done it. You already produced the nanomaterials. Start understanding the production of dynamic and control of the plasma inside a nano layer, or ganses inside each other. Try to find a way that your ganses can, 2 different ganses or 3 different ganses can rotate in a transparent plastic. You produce enough light. The friction between the layers, between the plasmas, between the ganses will release enough energy that what you need. So from today we start making Magrav components irrespective of matter. But all the rigmarole which we have been through with caustics, with nano layers, with making GANs, needed for you to understand the process. And now it needed to be able to produce what you need. Once you start using the GANs state of matter from matter, you have just started even the first step on the ladder of the knowledge of universe. Because in universe, where are you going to find copper to produce the GANs? Then you understand how to absorb the fields in the universe, that their magnetic gravitational wheel becomes the GANs strength or the field strength of the material you want to use. The production goes up to top, from top to bottom. But at the moment, I think there is enough struggle to understand even the first step which we introduced today. Maybe in the month to come, we start teaching you how to absorb cosmic rays. Because whatever ray is here on the planet is restricted by the barriers of the magnetic field of the Earth, firstly, secondly by the solar system. So man in its present position where it is not, does not have and does not understand universal magnetic fields. Because it's very much living in the communist countries and you only see one channel and what they want to show you. When you go outside, you go to America, 200 channels, 400 channels, you can see everything. This, at the moment, because of the gravitational magnetic field of the Earth, being again cocooned in the gravitational magnetic field of the solar system, each one has made barriers for keeping certain things out that allows the life the way they can hold on to as it is now. When man goes beyond Earth in a very different way, in a deeper space, and then passes through the barrier of the plasma of the egg of the shell of the solar system, you come to understand totally different concept and understanding of the solar system and the energy and the distribution of magnetic fields in the universe. We don't see it with all the research we do because our equipment is tuned to 99, not to the others. But once you go across the barrier, you receive it, you want it or not. And then the whole structure changes when you pass galaxial barriers into the universal density. Then we teach you a new system. Because again, the fields within the galaxial barrier is like a Coulomb's barrier. Whatever is outside the Coulomb's barrier, inside is a copper, outside is acid. Then you have to understand how to live in the copper, as a copper in the acid environment of the universe. So the teaching has just started from yesterday, the way the universe works and universal components, not man-made materials. But as I said to Marco came and asked, because I said from now on we change the teaching, that everyone, we don't do it as before, that everybody comes and shows what they made and what has happened. From today, as happened with Dr. Elia last week, one knowledge seeker presents the full knowledge of one topic which they choose every week. So we bring order in teaching in the language of what they understand and what you understand. And if there is a major breakthrough in something development, we show it. We had to let the kindergarten grow, and now we are going into class 1. They have to understand the orders, because that way everybody was getting to know everybody, and everybody was trying to understand the new tools which are in the playground for play. So, as I said, Marco said, you know, in the first book you speak about matter, antimatter, and then in the other book about principle. I said I spoke in the first book, in the first language at least you could connect with, that you could understand. As you understood the irrelevance of the present physics plasma to the reality in the other books and follow up, I start teaching you about the plasma of the universe. And now you know about the plasma of the universe, you have to understand how to conduct, how to behave, and how to use it for the advantage of the man. So from today, if you speak with LEDs and transistors, we speak about MCs, which is Magravs components. And this means for every component you make, you consider magnetic and gravitational at the same time. You cannot ignore it, you cannot deny it. One of it is if you get two copper wire you made and twist them around each other, which are nano-coated, you find out you get no current flow. You call it resistance. You can put a flow in the copper and it goes to the other side without blowing a fuse or whatever. So then now you have to go back to what just explained a few minutes ago. When you have the yolk and you have the white and you put the egg between the yolk and the white, I said you find the flow. Now you have to understand about Magravs currents, because it's not only the magnetic field which goes through the egg 3 layers, but it's gravitational too. So you have 6 elements to work with. And if you start understanding this, then you enter into the universal organization of the working of the matters. Then we go back to the next step, and then we add to the knowledge. You are in a stage now that in all your reactors you have at least, or most of you have produced 3 different ganses. Start looking at ganses as magnets. If you don't understand the GANs, do what I did. That's why I brought these magnets on the table. Use different magnets. Consider which one is weaker. Look at the atomic structure. You have copper oxide. Copper oxide is very simple. You have CuO. So the Cu, you call it, I always consider copper at 60 because it's easier for me than 63. And then you have a O, which is 16. So your material is, even if you consider that 63, is 79. You want me to go higher? You go to 79. So your plasma size is 79 according to the number of protons and neutrons which are in there. Now you work with CO2. With a CO2 you have a carbon of 12 plus 2 oxygen, which is 32. This gives you 44. This 44 should give you an indication what size the gap it is and which one you can use as a container and which one you can use as a light system. If you have the red material, which is CH3, now you have 12 plus 3 is 15. So now you start understanding the use and the way you can roughly get an indication what can be a container, what you can use to move across another, what you can use to create release light, what you can use to be storage, knowing that which one accepts more energy in what environment. Then you consider the gravitational magnetic field of your environment, which you have created. And then you put them in, or you use one as a container for the other. Now you have entered the condition which the universe works and connect with each other.